Hello everyone. I am so excited to be here with you today for our live training. I'm actually in my car right now because life happens and it turns out that the leaf blowers were moving around my apartment complex. So I was like, let me just come into my car, escape a little bit, and if you're popping on right now, just let me know in the chat. So I was just saying, of course, like 3:15 hits and the leaf blowers come around and they're being super noisy. So I really wanted to be present with you in this conversation, in this training. So really excited to have you guys here with me today. If you are new to the group, I know that we have over 120 members, I think, in this group that are new, that just kind of came in from, I think it was the pharmacist mompreneurs group, but super excited to have you here. Let me know that you are here in the chat. I'm going to be looking at the comments here as I go through the training. And I felt like this was a really important topic. I actually had a couple of you ask questions about this. And I think that especially with the name of the group, right, it's Scale Your Side Hustle. It really is a necessary thing. We need to have boundaries in our business in order to really provide structure and to be able to scale no matter what you're doing. If you are selling a product or a service, whatever that is. So I felt like it was a really timely and important topic to dive into today. But I just wanted to make a quick announcement and also introduce myself. So a lot of you might be new to the group. Like I said, there's 120 of you who are completely new, I think within the last couple days. And I wanted to just introduce myself and share a little bit about why I created this group before we dive into the topic today. So I was born into a retail pharmacy family, and my dad was a pharmacist, my sister, my aunt, uncle, everybody was a pharmacist, and that's what I thought I had to do in order to be happy, to have a stable job, you know, all of those things. I'm sure everybody can relate to that. If you have a doctor or a pharmacist in the family, it's what you're supposed to be doing, right? Quote unquote. And I went out throughout pharmacy school and just got this feeling towards probably fifth or sixth year. I went through a 0 to 6 program at St. John's University in Queens. And I just got this feeling that I was meant for more. I was not meant to be working for my dad. He had a retail pharmacy in Long Island. And I just knew that something was ready to be birthed inside of me. I just didn't know what it was. And I followed that. You know, I went against my parents and my family were really against me going out on my own. And I can remember my brother bullying me and saying that I would never make it. And my dad pretty much calling me stupid and saying that I shouldn't be dreaming. And, you know, all of us can relate, I'm sure, because we were told we had to do the sensible thing, right? And I just went against the grain and I did it anyway. And I wound up doing a community pharmacy residency in Brooklyn. It was a long pathway to get there. There was a lot of things that I've skipped in my story, but just wanted to share with you some of the highlights. So I did that pharmacy residency, really rigorous. I see Priscilla tagging, awesome. We got some people joining here. I went through that retail pharmacy, community pharmacy residency, and then went through Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I was selling Young Living for a while, so all you MLMers out there, I've been there too. Don't sell it anymore. And then I really was kind of at that time going through my eating disorder, which was really dark, and it was really troublesome for me because I would wake up every night and binge eat. That's what my eating disorder was. It's called night eating syndrome. So as I was going through this huge spiritual awakening and this shift in my career, going through this residency, I had been dealing with this eating disorder for 7 years. And so it was kind of this perfect storm, this culmination that brought me to not only help myself heal, but help others heal as well. And so that's why I became interested in transformation coaching and that work, which is really focused on shifting those inner core beliefs of I'm not good enough, of I'm not worthy, of who am I to shine out in the world. And that is really why I created this group, because I know what it's like to feel so stuck and frustrated and burnt out, and to feel like that inner passion, that inner flame has literally been extinguished from your heart, and to have to go to retail pharmacy or hospital or whatever, you guys are in, and to just feel like your soul is being sucked every single day. So I want to empower you through this group, through all of these different things. I have trainings, I have, that Ignite Your Light retreat event. I have all of these things set up to really support you in following whatever that passion is for you, whatever that light, that dream, whatever that was when you were young maybe, and you were told, you have to have a stable job and make money. Well, what if you can also do what you love and create multiple revenue streams? That's exactly what I did. So fast forward, I healed myself of my eating disorder. I went through, a lot of healing work and hypnosis and all of those things. And then fast forward up until 2019, I was working for Rite Aid and hated my life, like literally back-to-back 12-hour shifts, no breaks, toxic work environment. And I was just like, I've had enough. So I had always had my business on the side. I was doing health coaching, and I really wasn't working in my zone of genius. I'm a healer. That is my specialty. I love to help people to release blocks holding them back so that they're really embodying their light out in the world and attracting those soulmate clients. So that is really what I love to do, and I wasn't doing that at the time. So I hired a coach. I invested $18,000 into my business, and I quit my job without any type of safety net or anything like that. And the first month in my business, I made $10,000, and then it just kept going from there because I got the support and I really started working in my zone of genius, and I learned the methods and the mindset of how to really scale and grow my business. So with all of that being said, I feel like it's important for everybody to kind of see my journey. And like I said, I've skipped a lot of different pieces of that, but to see that it is possible. And if you are stuck and you're feeling frustrated right now, please know you are in the right place. The women in this group, I just got off a discovery breakthrough session with somebody. You guys are visionary pharmacists, and it's no coincidence that you are here, that you are watching this video right now, whether it's on the replay or you're watching it live with me. I really want to tune into you and help you to realize that you still have that light. It just needs to be ignited. And that is why, like I said, I'm having that Ignite Your Light retreat, which is going to be on October 10th from 9 to 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you are really resonating with this message right now, I really encourage you to go check out that link. I'm actually doing a flash sale right now for the next 24 hours. So typically the ticket price for that is $119, but if you book in and use the coupon code flash sale, it'll take $20 off, and you can just come right in and you'll be able to get access to, I'm developing like a workbook that you can go through to really help you get clear on who your soulmate clients are and really create an actionable plan for whatever this idea is, whatever this vision, this business that you have. So with all of that being said, I will get to the training now. I just wanted to kind of really bring you into the conversation and I know, like I said, a lot of you are new to the group, so I wanted to just introduce myself so you could see me face to face. And again, if you are just joining, I see a bunch of people on right now. Give me a comment. Let me know that you are here. Send me some hearts. Let me know that you're vibing with this message. And we'll get started. So I really wanted to talk about boundaries today because, again, if you are looking to scale your business, no matter if you are a product-based business or a service-based business, you're going to need to be able to set boundaries. And by that, I mean clear boundaries in your business around your time, your availability, around, how much are you giving to your clients? Because imagine that your client could call you at any time of the day, that they had access to your cell phone, to your, they called you in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. That is the example of not having boundaries, right? Like, number one, they're calling you on your personal phone. Number two, they're calling you at 2 a.m. All of those things deplete us, right? Imagine if you got woken up by your clients every day. You would feel fatigued, depleted. You would feel overwhelmed. And that's what I found a lot. I've been coaching for 8 years now. A lot of why people feel overwhelmed is because of a lack of setting boundaries. So I want to go through some examples with you today about how you can really start setting boundaries from an empowered place and not feeling guilty about it, because that's the other thing, right? Whenever we set boundaries or we say no to something, we feel that automatic guilt or like, like I should be doing this. And I want to just help you know, like, it's really self-care. You need to set boundaries in order to conserve your energy, to not let others take advantage of you, right? Like, if you don't have boundaries, anybody can just take, and you need to have a balance of giving and receiving with your clients. So I wanted to talk about that today. So the first thing that I think about with boundaries is having a contract, right? So if you are starting a coaching agreement with somebody, I strongly recommend you need to have some type of contract. So a contract typically, obviously will cover liability and all of that, consent waiver, all of that kind of stuff. But it also has when you're available. It has, when is the container, right? Because it's about structure. What is the structure of the program, or what is the structure of the service that you're providing to them, right? Because you're not just available all the time. You need to have that in place in order to really honor yourself, and also to set that boundary with the client so that they know this is when I'm available. This is how long you have to use your sessions and all of that type of thing. So I wrote down a couple of things here that you can have in your coaching agreement in order to really set the stage for a seamless coaching experience. So number one, again, if they miss a session, do you have a cancellation policy? Do you have some type of thing in place that says, if you don't cancel within 24 hours, you get charged or you forfeit the session or whatever? Having that in place is huge, right? Because if people are just missing sessions left and right, then that's not taking into consideration your valuable time. And, if it happens one time, okay, like maybe it's an emergency or whatever it is, then that's okay. But really just having that concrete boundary around what happens if they actually miss a session. So number two, when are you available? So are you available from 7 to 4? Are you available from 8 to 5? What are your hours that you will be able to answer clients? And everybody's going to have different times that they work. I know some people work better, they're night owls, and that's fine too. But really clearly delineating when you are available, and even your response time. Like if it's a weekday and a client sends you an email, what is the expected wait time for you to give a response, right? So would that be 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours? What would that look like on weekdays, on weekends, right? Because you have a life, you have kids. A lot of you I know have a family, so you want to be able to have that quote unquote work-life balance. And so it's important to have that in place in the contract of what your response time is, what that looks like, what are the expectations of what you're expecting from them, right? Because here's the thing, is it's a coaching agreement, so it's like a relationship. You have to have both people showing up 100%. You can't have somebody expecting like you to just wave a magic wand, whatever it is. If it's a product or service, they need to be the ones. It's like taking a pill, right? Like that, what do they call it in pharmacy? Why can't I think of this right now? Somebody type it in the comments. The like taking your pills every day. I've been so out of pharmacy for so long, I can't even remember. So maintaining that, right? So you have to have that in place so that they know, okay, this is what's expected of me. I know that I am responsible for showing up for myself 100%, that it's not just the coach giving. They need to do their part as well. And that's also part of a clear boundary and a clear expectation of what this person can expect by being in your program. And I actually have this written out as policies in my contract. And I also verbally tell them, I say, listen, you will get the result if you show up 100% and you put everything into it, but I can't be there holding your hand, right? There's a difference between enabling someone and empowering someone. And the more that you can empower people, the less burden that puts on you, right? Because I know this for myself. I feel so guilty sometimes when I'm like, this client isn't as far along as like maybe I expected, or maybe they expected, and I take that burden personally, which is my own fault. And so I need to exercise boundaries of like, all right, well, I did all that I had to do. I outlined everything that I'm going to give them in the contract, the services. I show up 100%, and now it's up to them to really show up 100% and contribute back. So there are so many different nuances. I could probably go on and on about this, but I think that that's a really important point to hit. Another thing is to think about your virtual assistant. So say that you have a virtual assistant and they help you with your graphic design, they help you with marketing, with sending client emails, with onboarding, whatever that is. It's important too that your clients know, okay, this is what you can ask my virtual assistant, listing it out, and I've done this before in like a nice Canva image, and this is what I'm going to help you with. So you have that clear, again, delineation of my job and not my job. And it's not to be condescending or to say like, oh, I'm too good for this. It's really just freeing that space up for you. And that's one of the benefits of having a VA. I know a lot of you have asked me about that. Priscilla is amazing. So while I'm on here, she is tagging all of you that wanted to watch the live with me today. But it's so important to have boundaries in your business, boundaries with your time, knowing when to be able to say no from an empowered place. Like I actually got a few different requests in the past couple of days to do like a Zoom call or be part of an event, and I just had to say no. You know, I said like I have to politely decline because I'm getting married this month on the 19th and taking my honeymoon and all of that. So again, it's important to set these boundaries so that you don't overexhaust yourself, so that the client knows, okay, this is what I can expect. And that way you have a work-life balance and you're not just working yourself to the bone. I find that is another big block with the women that I work with in the beginning, is that they can sometimes be a little bit hesitant to receiving support. Because if you think about it, especially women, we're used to doing it all, right? Like I know a lot of you are moms out there, and I know that a lot of you, sorry, somebody's messaging me. I know that a lot of you are moms, a lot of you are like you're full-time pharmacist and you have a side hustle. Like I see you. I know how hard you guys are working out there. And so having the boundary, this is when I'm available, writing it in the contract, all of these things are so important. And also, you know, not being afraid to lean on support if you need it. If you have to hire a VA, if you need somebody to do your website, please do not try to do it all yourself. That is why people get burnt out. And I really want to see, you know, you working in your zone of genius, whatever your zone of genius is. And like I said, that Ignite Your Light retreat, we're really diving deep into what are your soul gifts, who is your soulmate client, allowing yourself to work and really tune into what is it that I'm meant to be doing in this world. This is not just another retreat. It is really diving deep, releasing things that are holding you back, creating a clear vision for your life, and allowing yourself the space to just be with this vision and cultivate this vision. Because I think I said this on one of the other calls, we are always so busy, right? Like we're doing for other people, we're taking care of our maybe elderly parents or kids or whatever. This 3.5 hour retreat is completely for you. So I really encourage you guys to take a look at it. Like I said, I'm doing a flash sale in the next 24 hours. So if you are really feeling pulled to this event, I highly recommend it for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're just starting off and you are looking for clarity, or if you're a seasoned entrepreneur. Wherever you're at, you're going to get something out of this, I promise. So where am I at with this? So if you have a VA, yeah, so thinking about what are the things that you can hand off? What are the things that, you know, you're the creative essentially, right? So you are the entrepreneur, the person that is going out there and getting the clients and using your gifts with those clients in your sessions or selling your product, whatever you're doing. What are the things in your business, and even feel free to type it in these comments, what are the things in your business that you can hand off, that you can delegate to a virtual assistant, that you can help, you know, have somebody design your website for you, that you can have somebody create a logo? What are those things? I want to know. Type in the comments, because you shouldn't be killing yourself trying to do it all. That is a recipe for burnout, right? Oh, Alda, I'm looking forward to the retreat. Yeah, I can't wait for you to be there. You're going to love it. We're doing a really powerful hypnosis. We're rewiring patterns. We're getting you guys to ignite your light back up. And yeah, sorry, I keep getting messages. So the other last point that I wanted to go over was kind of piggybacking on that last point about delegating, right? So like, if you want to scale your business, you need to have systems in place. So not only are you having those clear-cut boundaries of like, this is my job, this is your job, with both your team and with your clients, but you're also having systems in place so that when one thing happens, you don't have to follow the chain and do XYZ step. I'll give you a quick example. So with the onboarding process. So if you become a new client of mine, I email Priscilla, or, you know, we use ClickUp. It's a really cool platform where you can assign tasks to your virtual assistant and you can flag them as like urgent, high priority, you know, all of that, and the due date that it's due by. So I'll put in there, I'll say like, hey, so-and-so is a new client right now. And that's all I have to do. She knows that whenever someone signs up for a program, they automatically get a queen crown. They automatically get a VIP intake form to fill out, and then they get my calendar to book in for their VIP session. So I want you guys to start thinking about, if you don't already have this in place, I want you guys to start thinking about how can I automate my business so that I am actually working less. Because if you're sitting there and doing it all and spending 5 hours trying to figure out your website or whatever it is, no, you don't need to be doing that. It should be easy. And there is always an easier path. So I really want to encourage you to just, and again, this is non-judgmental. Just look at your business right now. Where can you automate things more? Where can you make things easier? How can you set clear boundaries when you start working with a client or when you have a VA that you sign a contract with? Having all of those things in place is really so important. It's going to conserve your energy. It's going to help you big time. So I want to know if you guys have any questions. I'm looking at the chat here right now. Sometimes on my phone, it's kind of tough to see. But if you have any questions, please feel free to either comment on the video or to private message me. I actually got a private message from somebody as I was on here just now, so I will respond to you. But yeah, I just really wanted to come on here, empower you. You do not need to do it all. You don't have to be burnt out. And there are always people out there willing to help you streamline the process of whatever that looks like for you. If you're, you know, selling a product or a service, if you're helping pharmacies, whatever your business is, I'm telling you, there is always an easier way. And there are people that you can lean on, not only coaches, you can lean on other people as well. Like, you know, if you wanted to hire a team or a virtual assistant or someone to help you with, you know, your, like I said, your website or whatever it is, there's a way that you can really take a lot of that burden off of you so that you're not that entrepreneur that's just burnt out and like, I just hate my life right now. Because I know how that is. I know exactly what that feels like, where, you know, you feel like you have to do it all and you're the one doing the marketing, the sales, the advertising, the enrollment calls, everything. It's very overwhelming. So being able to lean into that support and know that there is, again, always an easier way. And if you have any questions at all, feel free, like I said, either comment in the comments here on the chat or private message me. I would love to help you. Let me know how you enjoyed this training. If you have any other suggestions, I'm always open to it. But I hope that you guys have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon.